Gentle parenting isn't just about avoiding punishment, it is about creating a space where children feel seen and understood. This approach centers on empathy and connection, guiding children with respect rather than controlling them with fear. By fostering a relationship built on trust, we empower them to grow into compassionate and self-assured individuals. It's a philosophy that moves beyond immediate compliance, focusing instead on nurturing the core of who our children are, helping them develop the inner resources they need to thrive. Through this mindful and intentional practice, we cultivate an environment where both parent and child can learn and grow together, building a bond that is both deep and enduring. At its heart, gentle parenting is a commitment to raising children with empathy, understanding, and guidance. It shifts the focus from traditional discipline, which often relies on punishment and rewards, to a model of connection and communication. Instead of asking, "How can I make my child stop this behavior?" a gentle parent asks, "What is my child's behavior telling me about their needs or feelings?" This paradigm shift is fundamental. It views challenging moments not as acts of defiance to be quashed, but as cries for help or expressions of an unmet need. By approaching our children with curiosity and compassion, we teach them that their feelings are valid and that we are their safe harbor, always there to help them navigate the turbulent waters of their emotions. It's about being a guide, not a dictator, a partner in their development, not an enforcer of rules. This method respects the child as a whole person, with their own thoughts, feelings, and developmental timeline, laying the groundwork for a relationship founded on mutual respect. A cornerstone of this approach is the intentional cultivation of emotional intelligence. We are not just raising children who behave well, we are raising human beings who understand themselves and others on a deep, emotional level. Teaching children to recognize, understand, and manage their emotions is one of the greatest gifts we can give them. It begins with naming feelings for them. "I see you feeling really frustrated that the blocks keep falling over." Or it sounds like you felt sad when your friend didn't want to share. By giving emotions a name, we make them less scary and more manageable. We teach children that all feelings are acceptable, even if all behaviors are not. This validation helps them build a rich emotional vocabulary and the self-awareness to know what is happening inside them. Over time, this practice equips them with the tools to regulate their own emotional responses, moving from co-regulation with a parent to independent self-regulation. They learn that feeling angry is normal, but hitting is not the answer, and we can guide them toward healthier ways to express the anger. Effective and empathetic communication is the vehicle through which gentle parenting is delivered. This involves more than just talking to our children. It requires a commitment to truly hearing them. Active listening is a powerful tool in this process. It means putting away distractions, getting down on their level, and giving them our full attention. We listen not just to their words, but to the emotions and needs behind them. Validating their feelings is equally crucial. Phrases like, "That must have been really disappointing," or "I understand why you feel that way," show them that their emotional experience matters to us. This doesn't mean we agree with their behavior, but it does mean we acknowledge their perspective. Furthermore, we engage in age-appropriate conversations, explaining our reasoning in simple terms they can grasp. Instead of a simple, "because I said so," we might say, "We need to hold hands in the parking lot to stay safe from the moving cars." This collaborative communication style builds trust and teaches children that their thoughts and feelings are respected. Setting boundaries is a critical and often misunderstood component of gentle parenting. It is not permissive parenting. It is about setting clear, firm limits with care and respect. The goal is to teach, not to punish. A boundary delivered with harshness or anger can make a child feel shamed or fearful. In contrast, a boundary set with empathy maintains the connection while still holding the line. This might sound like, "I know you want to keep playing, and it's hard to stop when you're having fun. It's time for dinner now. We can save your game and come back to it later." Here, the limit is clear: playtime is over, but the child's feeling is acknowledged and validated. We explain the why behind the rules, helping children understand the logic and importance of cooperation and safety. This approach teaches them that limits are not arbitrary expressions of power, but thoughtful measures designed for well-being and harmony. It empowers them to internalize these rules, not out of fear of punishment, but out of an understanding of their purpose. Through these practices, we actively help our children build profound self-awareness. When we consistently help them name their emotions and connect them to their actions, we are essentially holding up a mirror for them to see their inner world more clearly. A child who is guided to understand why they lash out when they are tired or hungry learns to recognize their own triggers. They begin to understand the link between their physical state and their emotional responses. We can foster this by reflecting their experiences back to them. I noticed you got very quiet when we arrived at the party. Were you feeling a little shy with so many new people around? This gentle inquiry invites them to look inward without judgment. Over time, this transforms into an internal skill. They become children, and eventually adults, who can pause and ask themselves, what am I feeling right now, and why? This self-awareness is the foundation of self-regulation, resilience, and making conscious choices rather than being driven by unconscious impulses. This focus on internal development naturally extends outward, helping children develop crucial social skills. A child who has been treated with empathy is far more likely to show empathy to others. Gentle parenting models the very behaviors we hope to see in our children: cooperation, kindness, and respectful communication. When conflicts rise with siblings or peers, we can act as a coach rather than a referee. Instead of simply separating them or punishing the aggressor, we can guide them through conflict resolution. We might say, it looks like you both want the same toy. How can we solve this problem together? This encourages them to consider others' perspectives and work collaboratively toward a solution. We are teaching them that relationships involve give and take, that their needs matter, but so do the needs of others. By practicing these skills in the safe environment of the family, they build a toolkit for navigating the complex social landscapes of the playground, the classroom, and eventually, the world. By tuning into their emotions and guiding them with empathy, we help them build resilience and self-awareness. Small, consistent actions like listening without judgment or explaining the reasons behind limits lay the foundation for a child who can navigate both their inner world and social relationships with confidence. The long-term impact of this approach is profound, extending far beyond childhood. We are not just aiming for short-term obedience. We are investing in the long-term well-being of our children. The secure attachment and emotional literacy fostered by gentle parenting become the bedrock for future healthy relationships. Children raised this way tend to grow into adults who are more resilient in the face of adversity, more confident in their own worth, and more capable of forming deep, meaningful connections with others. They carry with them an internal voice of compassion and understanding. Rather than one of criticism and shame, they learn to solve problems, to advocate for themselves respectfully, and to treat others with the same dignity they were shown. In essence, by raising our children with gentleness, we are contributing to a more compassionate and emotionally intelligent future, one relationship at a time.